Hey guys, hey, what's up? Hey, George for vlogging, and just did a video for G4T and want to do one for this channel as well. And what I do is I got video ideas on my smartphone, and I think of ideas and I write them down. And I haven't, people always ask me, how do you come up with all these ideas to do videos? And I'll tell you something, man, it's like, I don't get it. I love people and I love talking to people, but my friends just don't have time for me. So it's hard to sit people down. Everybody's working, everybody's busy, people are busy watching TV, so it's hard to just talk with people. And I love talking with people, so that's why I'll get together with a lot of my subscribers and we'll talk for hours and hours and hours. But besides that, let's get back to the topic. Had a video where I had a little incident with Demcad and I kind of just went off, you know, highly emotional. And now that I look back upon it, maybe I should have just been a little bit more careful. But I wanted to explain something, maybe an insight that has changed within me. And I think what happened is, you know, those two gals were thugs. And of course, thugs like that are not to be respected. And but you know, it's not an issue of defending yourself for me. It's just basically the guy behind the counter was a thug as well. And what it got me thinking about my attitude towards thugs, now that I'm out walking a lot and I run into thugs, and I think I've come to a point in my life where I don't fear them in the same way that I did before. I think what's happening, I think why people had such a negative reaction to those two gal thugs is because in some ways we fear the thugs. And when you fear something, then you want to cheer on someone overreacting to a transgression. You know, because someone slaps you and jumps a counter doesn't mean you can kill them. I mean, maybe that's your rule of law in your crazy kingdom, but there's no society that will condone that type of abuse, and that guy's going away for a long time, and he should be. I mean, a guy like that, you know, I mean, seriously, he was ready to crack at any minute. I don't even know if he should be on the street. But in any case, what I've learned is that if you can develop a sensibility about yourself where you don't have fear, if you don't have fear and you understand your own potential to hurt somebody and to be hurt, and and that sits with you, I think you won't have an ultra-violent reaction to a thug or a situation where some predatory activity is going on. What you want to have is more an objective viewpoint where you are going to do whatever you can to neutralize the threat and not overdo it to end up in jail. Because I can tell you this much, maybe in some other society, you could get away with what that guy did to those two girls. But in this society, in today's society, you better have control of yourself, especially if you're a gun owner like Demcad. You better have control over your sensibilities and what you do, and you better know the law. So for you to go half-cocked on the internet and talk about, hey, I would have done the same thing, I would do this, you know, whatever, you know, that mentality, that state of mind is going to get you into trouble. So you have to understand your local law, your local jurisdiction, and understand what you can get away with. And also on a moral ground, you have to understand what you can live with for the rest of your life. But let's get to the heart of the matter, which I think we don't address, is I think what the reason why there was such a positive, kind of like supportive aspect to that video of that guy beating down those girls is I think within us there is a sense of fear. And there is a sensibility that we cannot control a situation, and that we see thugs and we secretly wish that someone would beat them down because we aren't standing up to them. And let me tell you something with my experience with thugs. If you look a thug in the eye and you acknowledge that he's there and you give him the due respect that you would give any human being, 99 times out of 100, I found there is a protective social barrier between you and the predator. If you are not a prey and they do not see you as prey, you will all of a sudden get wiped off their radar screen. So, number one, be in shape, get some martial arts training, and also get some firearms training. Once you get all those aspects together, plus you have a proper state of mind of defense, I personally think you're not going to have a problem. Now, there may be times where you have a problem and you're going to have to do something extraordinary, but I think right now in this video, I just want to address the mental attitude. And I think the mental attitude of always looking over your shoulder, scared of that shadowy figure. I mean, these shadowy figures and these people you see on the street, they're just human beings like yourself, albeit weak human beings, and even predators are human beings that have a type of rationale. So, you know, I don't know, I'm kind of exploring this right now with the discussion. There may be some weak points with what I'm saying, but I'm telling you from what I'm getting. You know me, I've been on the streets, I'm on the streets many times. I run into a lot of potential thugs out here in Southern California. And I'm noticing if you stand your ground, you use avoidance techniques if you have to, you're quick on your feet, you're quick on the bike, and you're not instigating, and you use your mind without fear, 99 times out of 100, I think you're going to avoid trouble, and you're going to also avoid that insecurity and that sensibility of being a victim, which I think is where Demcad's coming from, and a lot of people that upvoted that video, is you're coming from a sensibility that you are a victim already, and that the bad guys are out there to get you, and you're going to have to blow their heads off with a shotgun, and that's just not the case. You come out as a strong individual, as a man, and as someone that will defend his territory, but also use the complexity of your mind and social interactions, you're going to be fine. So, take care. What do you guys think about that? God bless.